how live lessons work and how you can join in. First of all, let's talk about the teacher's video box. This is the video box that I'm in and that you're looking at right now. This is where the teacher will share their screen and show you what to do. When the teacher is showing you how to do something, you should make this video box go into full screen by clicking on the full screen icon here. Try it now and this video should get bigger and cover your whole screen. When the lesson starts, you will see all
Hey guys, how are we? It is that time of week again. We're up to our live lesson. Hope we are all ready to go this week. I can see people in the chat chatting away before the lesson's always nice. Yeah, the lesson didn't start as it normally should. I kind of checked it there and I noticed that myself, but that's all good. We can work on that. Anywho, I hope we're all doing well. I hope we're having a good week. It's been miserable up where I am in Dublin. I hope it's not been as bad as you guys, where you guys live. I can see a few people in the chat asking about Tinkercad. I see you. Yes, so 100%. We're going to do a bit of Tinkercad today. I actually have the classroom set up. Yeah, my teacher, well, I'd be set up as the teacher in the Coding Ireland class. I'll have to add you into it later on. The only thing about that is, because we have people who are signing on to these for the first time, who are looking to do coding lessons, I want to make sure I'm kind of keeping everyone happy. So we're going to split this kind of half and half. Half of this lesson will be the Dino jump lesson, and I'm going to get through that. And then the second half is going to be Tinkercad, where I am going through the Tinkercad lesson. So you'll get a bit of a mix. Stay on the line if you want to do Tinkercad, because I do have to add you to the class, so it will take a bit. We're hoping to do that about 7:30. So if it gets to 7:30, we will be doing that. We have Kildare, we have also in Dublin, Buffman. I hope you aren't too hard hit by that. Real Gamer, you're rendering the animation. Oh, your animation that I requested last week. Yeah, interesting to see that. So today, guys, we are going to go on with the Dino jump lesson that is on the screen, and then it'll kind of segue. We don't actually have a different lesson. Like we actually don't have Tinkercad lessons on Coding Ireland, but it's maybe something we would look at down the line. The issue is that not a whole lot of people have access to 3D printers. Funny enough, some libraries do. If you're lucky enough to live near a library that's very proactive, they might have a 3D printer. I've seen some libraries that are very kind of futuristic, and you can go in with your design and they'll print it for you. The issue, I'll talk about 3D printing when we get to that section. Buffman doesn't want to be added to the class, but then I can't see your projects, Buffman. It's a problem. I can see your projects if you're in this. I will talk about the lessons later on. I'm going to get into this lesson first of all, guys, before you talk about the next lesson. So this lesson, we're going to make the classic when you don't have Wi-Fi game and you are, annoyed that your computer isn't connected to Wi-Fi and it says, the dinosaurs on the screen, you can make them jump. We're going to make our own version of that classic game. And we're going to make it using MakeCode Arcade. So I'm going to open that website. Here's all my MakeCode Arcade projects. And I'm going to open a new project called Dino Jump. All right, Dino Jump. So you guys, and I know some people, Minor, I know you're pretty new to this. If you think I'm going too slow, you can go ahead. You don't have to wait for me. Ask questions when it comes up. So if you're stuck at anything, that's what I'm here for, to help out. And also, if you guys can mark done on each step. I know my screen's a little bit slow to keep up. Oh, no, I didn't share my screen. Thank you for the reminder. There we go. Thanks for the reminder there. I know these aren't popping up for everyone. I have this weird admin thing along the top of my screen on Coding Ireland. That's new. We're obviously working on something in the background. I will have a look at this train scene. Oh, I asked for a train. Very good. What software did you use for that, I wonder? Real Gamer, you might let me know. Guys, the hardest thing with this lesson is this step 3 that I'm going to show you now. So basically, we need a long map. And what that means is we are going to open up a tile map. So we're going to get these gray kind of colors there in scene. So we want to say set background image to, and we're going to pick blue for the color. Python, it's called Manim. Oh, very cool. And set tile map to, right, here's the part that you might need help on. So when you're working with tile maps, first thing I need you to look at is the bottom left-hand side. It's actually really small. You want to turn this map 108. Okay, I actually couldn't think of the numbers there. So I'm going to get that from my scene. Not background image, tile. And we want to turn it to 100 to 8. And this basically stretches it out. Now, this is what you want, a long one, a narrow, so that your dinosaur can run for a long time. After you do that, guys, you can make the ground. You can make the ground whatever you want. You don't have to copy my one. I'm going to pick something simple enough. Gosh, it's hard to draw them. You can kind of just hold and drag along the, it's actually really hard to see. You want to make basically the floor along the bottom, and I'm going to erase one piece. Now, the only other thing we need to do for the tile map is that we need to make this bottom row a wall, okay? Now, walls are just when you click this button here, it goes red. And when you click on a piece, it should turn red. It normally turns red. Maybe I need to do it all again. Just go over the line. And this should make it so that my character can stand on the ground once this loads up. There we go. That should make it so that when your character loads up, you can stand on that. It's not, you don't fall through it. It's solid. I don't know why it isn't red on my map. Oh, here, that was a glitch. I refreshed the page there, and now it is coming up red. So it should come up red on yours. If it isn't, maybe just double check that. See, I'm after making a mistake there. And again. It's hard and it's so small. I'm going to undo some of it. Ooh. Can I rub it out with this rubber? I cannot. They're just going to have to be secret steps that we find along the way. Oh no, I can undo it like this. Just keep clicking on the wall and it should change the color of it. And then you can change it out. So now we have the background like that. And we don't have a dinosaur character, but when he loads in, he's gonna be standing on top of that layer. So you don't need to worry about that. Is that all good? Let me check. Any questions? No questions. Okay, right. The code for the, my God, a lot going on here. An awful lot of code there, Bookman. Move 16. Is that a bit of a cheat sheet, is it? That you use to get your train moving. I like it. It's a good idea. Now, so once you've drawn the map, and drawing the map is kind of the hardest part of this lesson, or one of the hardest parts anyway, if not the hardest part. The next thing we want to do is we want to draw the dinosaur sprite. Now, again, we need to change the dimensions of the character. Oh, maybe we don't, actually. It doesn't seem to be here. They draw a really good dinosaur one here. I don't know if mine's going to be that good. No, we seem to keep them the same size. Okay, no, to keep them the same size though. So I'm going to set my sprite to, and I'm going to drop my sprite. So I can get my green, and hopefully this looks somewhat like a dinosaur. And color them in. Looks more like a bird, I think, from that. I'll give him like an eye. And the teeth. That looks like a dinosaur. I might give him a little bit of an outline. Sometimes outlining things, oh, no, actually, that probably won't work because his eye is already black. So I'm just going to leave it like that and see what it looks like. Yeah, it's not the best dinosaur I've ever seen, but it's all right. And actually, I've made a mistake here in that it's important. Oh, no, I haven't. I never make mistakes. Except for about 5 times a lesson, I think, normally. Okay. Just done. All right. You guys seem to be doing all right here. No questions in the chat, so I'll keep going. If you do have questions, let me know. Our next step is to add gravity and move the dino. So basically, we need to set it so that there's always gravity coming down on the dinosaur. And we want to basically make him run the whole time, like in the Google version. The Google Chrome, I think it is. Set my sprite acceleration. So we're going to pull, that's actually from the X. We go to set my sprite acceleration Y, I think it is, acceleration Y to 400. And you'll probably see that pretty instantly. He'll just drop down to the wall, which is the floor. And we want to set his acceleration Vx, so his speed along the X axis. We want to set his Vx to 100 so that he is running across the screen. He's legging it. You can see there he goes. And then we're going to say, just so we don't lose him, because right now he goes off the screen, we're going to say camera follow my sprite, which means the camera is going to follow him as he runs. And there we go. The only way you can tell he's moving is because the ground is flying it. Okay. Where is it done? Let's just stop there for a brief second because we're about halfway through the lesson. We're about halfway through the time that I have given to the lesson. Just this quick second for you to catch up. Yeah, we're about halfway anyway. The next step is we want to make I keep thinking cow, dinosaur. We're gonna make the cow. We're gonna make the dinosaur jump. All right. We're gonna do this with the A button. We're gonna program the A button, which right now does nothing. So we're gonna grab out the input category. We're gonna grab on A button pressed. So when the A button is pressed, what happens? We're gonna say if. Go to logic. If. Right now it says if true then. So we want to say if Is my sprite hitting wall bottom? Okay, now that sounds weird. It's in scene, I can tell from the color of it. And it's actually miles down the bottom. Is my sprite hitting wall? And we want to say change that to bottom. So basically, if my sprite is on the ground. Yeah, Minora, can I help you with anything, or you just need minutes just to get it all in? No problem at all. Waiting. Or if there is anything that I have said that you want to maybe look at again, you can always go back in the video, just rewind it, or pause the video if you think I'm going too fast. That's also a good stop. But I will hang on here for a few seconds because I know I am kind of moving through this quickly. Minute to do some. That's no problem at all. I hope no one had got caught in the rain over the last few days. Manora is ready. I think that means everyone's ready. I think everyone is ready. If anyone else needs to stop, needs a break, something, let me know. So, right, we're going to say if we click A and our sprite is hitting the bottom, or is touching the ground, basically, we want to set the velocity to minus 200, and we're going to play a little sound. And basically, that means he's going to jump and then go back down. And the reason we put the if he's touching the ground is so you can't just keep jumping up and up and up. You are limited in that you have to be touching the ground before you can jump. So we're going to grab out that set sprite velocity, Vy. Is it Vy? It is Vy. To minus 200. And we want to say play. We want to play a little sound. I don't know if you guys can hear sounds on mine. And then jump up sound. So let me hear what that sounds like on my computer. I need that noise to drive you mental. Let's see what the other ones sound like. I don't know if you guys can hear my sounds. Yeah, they're very 8-bit kind of sounds. What's wah wah wah? I think they'll lose, game over. I might just stick with Beding, which is like a ding. Okay, and that's my step 6 done. Okay. So what we're going to do, guys, I'll go to the next step. We need to add cactuses. So basically right now our game's not very interesting because we're just jumping. There's no obstacle. Basically. So we need to add something to jump over. And we're going to add cactuses, of course. So we're going to go back into our tile map. So go back to one you already have. Open it up. Now we're just going to find something that looks like a cactus. You can find whatever you want. I'm going to find this. And basically, you're going to just spread them out. Some of them might be double layer. Some of them single layer. Just spread them out pretty, not too evenly, that you can just do a pattern. You can even try a triple decker if you want. And when you're done, have a play. See how you get on. Now, right now, if you don't jump, you'll run past them. But obviously, we're going to make them walls. Or we're going to say if we touch it, is this game over? We haven't done that yet. And you might have to go back after you play the game. You might say, oh, they're not spread out or they're too spread out. So you might have to go back in here and just say like, no, don't want that. And that's fine. You delete them or add more or something like that, whatever you want. Looks like we're all going well. Right, our next step is that we are going to say if. Now, look, this one looks kind of scary because it has this big sprites.castle.sapling pine. Don't worry about it. I'm going to show you now. Basically, we're going to say, and it's on scene. Actually, I'm going to go to a little clear space here on my thing. Go to scene, go scroll down. And we're going to pull out this one that says on sprite of kind player overlaps, and it just has, you know, a kind of like a checkerboard, chessboard kind of sign there. Basically, we want to change that to whatever the tree design you've chosen is. So maybe it looks like that. Maybe it looks like more like a cactus. Whatever it looks like, you're going to pick that. And now we are going to say if we touch any of those trees, guess what? It is game over and we lose. So have a play with that, guys. See how that looks. And if you hit the tree, you should get that game over. It's actually pretty hard. I don't think I can jump a triple decker tree. I think it has to be doubles. I don't think I can do the triple. Mine, you have to jump on the tree. See, if you made your trees walls, Bookman, I assume. So what is the... As in there's nothing but ground, is it? It's like jumping stones. That could be pretty cool too. I like that. And this... Actually, we're basically near the end of this lesson, actually, because we have really flown through it. Which Bookman, I get you. I understand your game. Our next is just to keep score. So basically, we want to say at the very beginning of the game, the very first bit of code that says on start, just add a little piece to the bottom of it that says set score to 0. And this is going to be in what section? It's going to be in the info section. Set score to 0. And you want to say when you... So for every millisecond you stay in the game. So you don't have to do anything to get points. You just get them by being in the game, basically. So you'll rack up the points very quickly. The other thing is when we get to the end, like the timer's still going and you know the game's over, so you do need to add an endpoint, which is if we reach, you know, you want to add in some sort of. We're going to add basically another tree at the very end of the game. So go back to our time map once more and pick, I don't know, I'll find a red ball or treasure chest or something like that at the very end. And we want to say basically the same as we did before when we talked about the tree. I'm going to say if player of kind, or sorry, if sprite of kind player overlaps with the red ball, is a game over with a win. So we said, you know, congratulations, you've completed the Dino Jump game. So now it's time to play and enjoy your creation. Press the green button, start. If you do want to keep going with this, we're saying great job. Now it's time for a fun challenge. Create a new twist on your game where the dino must jump over rivers instead of trees. So instead of the trees, basically make gaps in the game. You can do that if you want to. You can add them in as well as the trees. Doing that. Just a final test of my game. Wow. But the hard thing is you have to win it to check if it wins, if it works. Here you go. There's my new best score. So there you go. If you wanted to, you could do this. If you wanted to, you could go 100 times more higher with that lesson. You know, that this is. I know everyone here would be well able to do this, but if you wanted to push yourself, there's definitely a lot of ways you could do that in this lesson as well. All right. So I think we're gonna do Tinkercad. I'm just gonna do it in 3 minutes. I just need to get everyone set up on it. So I'm gonna actually stop sharing my screen for a second. And I'm actually gonna just pause my video while I get that set up, and then when I come back on, we will get started. Stuck right into our Tinkercad. Just give me a thumbs up in the chat if you know what is the last. The last step is basically just saying if you reach, you have to create an object at the very end of the game. Sorry, I'll share my screen 1 second. So in my game, I basically went back to my tile map and I added this little ball at the very end over here. And it's on the very last tile. And it's basically if my sprite, it's this bit here, if my sprite overlaps with that ball, it's game over with a win. So it's basically the opposite of this one that we had. If he touches the trees, it's game over, lose. Now it's if we touch that red ball at the end, it's we win. So it's kind of the opposite of that one. Milan has a game. Just going to check your one, Milan, just make sure, because I want to see your dinosaur design, but I think you're very interesting. You move. You set your velocity higher than mine, I think. Oh, but you sit. Yours is hard. And you go down so slowly. Oh my god. That was tricky. That was tricky. Both man, you want me to see your work? You've said hello. Fine work indeed. I haven't got a link, unfortunately, Buffman. So, guys, just give me 2 minutes. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you something like this. If you want to look at the Tinkercad lessons, because I need to sort out names and things of that. And I'll show you that now. Okay, here we go, Buffman. I'll have a look at this before I do that. My issue is if I'm hitting the boxes, I'm losing them. I really like the map. Whereas if I hit the boxes, I think you lose. You didn't make that sprite. That's I don't know. It's very cool. Let me look at your code. You maybe say forever. Because in my game, if you hit, you've set the time lapse to, or not the time lapse, yeah, the thing. I think if you put a forever block in there, I think that is in. Where do they have it in this one? Is it in info? No, it's in loops. If you move that velocity, sprite velocity, to forever, actually maybe this one so. I think your game will work a bit better. Let me have a look. Yeah, it means I can do these. I don't move the velocity. The game is hard. Winner. You changed in the sprite. Oh, that's cool. Okay, guys, give me 2 seconds to get this set up. I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, let me just go back to share my screen. Okay. And Nora, I'm just seeing you were submitting your work. Just let me, I didn't get a link for it. So I'm just going to show you how to submit a link so I can see your work. So I'd like to. So in your MakeCode Arcade screen, up the top, along the header, along that orange one for me, I'm not sure if it's orange for everyone or if that's just me, you'll have this kind of triangle-y looking option button between the house and the question mark. We're going to click that. You click this share project button and it'll give you a link like this. If you click this copy button, you'll be copied to your computer and you can paste it in the chat by going to our chat here. And you can do this 2 ways. You can right click and say paste, and then you can send it in like that. Or if you go to chat and control on your keyboard and at the same time click V, it will also give you your code. Okay, you have it there. Let me have a look at it. I like it. Yeah, it looks good. With the duck. Oh, spot on, exactly right. Let me just check your game works if I don't. Yeah. Excellent. Hello, Manora. Okay, guys, we are going to move on slightly to a different website, which is called Tinkercad. Now, this is a first for me because I've never used it online. I've never used it in Coding Ireland, so bear with me if anything goes wrong. So I basically set you guys all up. I'm set up as the teacher of this, and you guys are all students in my classroom. What that means is you're going to need, I'm going to show you exactly how to log in. Okay. So if I open, like, let's say another window, I'm going to open this Microsoft Edge. Okay. You're going to have to look up Tinkercad. on your laptop, Tinkercad. First of all, a question for you. Does anyone know what CAD, C-A-D, what it stands for? It's an acronym, which means each letter stands for something. Does anyone know what that acronym stands for? It's not cats are deadly. It's not. I can't even think. Cars are delightful. It's not that either. Anyone tell me what CAD means or what it stands for? Nice one, real gamers. Seeing that now. Well, if you can't, it is computer aided design. I don't know if you can. I'm sure one of you would have said that in the chat. I don't know if my chat is maybe slow today, or maybe you guys are slow today. So, when you've gone to Tinkercad, computer assisted drawing, good guess, business. Computer aided design is what it's called, and they use So they use CAD for lots of things, including drawing buildings. They use it for, basically every artist or every engineer would use some sort of computer aided design. And basically it means you use, instead of drawing pictures, just that's all you can do, we use computers to help us design things. So Beasis, your dad uses it for work. I wonder, is he an engineer or something like that? I bet you he is. But loads and loads of UTOCAD, he says. I'm not 100% sure what that is. It must be another software, I'm assuming. So when you look up Tinkercad, it's a website, pops up. It's really popular. You just click onto the main website page. Here's the main website page. It looks like this. If you want to go to Tinkercad now, you can do that. But what you're going to do is you're going to say log in. It's up here on the right-hand side. So you're going to pull this out. Now, you are not educators. You are students with a class code. So you click that middle option. Now you're going to ask me what my class code is, and I'll tell you. Your class code is well, I'm going to put it in the chat because it's a lot of numbers. And he said that it's not a. Oh, can I share this link? No, I'm not. Your class code is 3PKHFC6SS. Now, what happens when you type that in? You're going to go, oh my God, I can't never remember that. 3PK. I don't think it matters about capital letters or anything like that. And it puts in the dashes for you automatically. HFC and 6SS. When you type that in, it's going to ask you to join with a login code, join with an email. What you click is login code, and I'll show you. You're going to write your name as I have written it here on this page. You just type exactly what your name is. I'm going to write demo. And if I write demo, I'll log straight in. Now, if you get to this page, I want you just to stop. I don't want you to go any further until I tell you where to go. Okay, so if you just write that there, if you get as far as that, we'll be good. I'll try. Your names are just up there on the screen. If you get there, just give me a thumbs up in the chat because it's then I'll know you're doing all right. I know you're following me. It's hard to just make sure because I know no one's used this website before. So give me a thumbs up if you manage to get yourself logged in. That would be super. Yeah, login code business. What happens is your login code is your name, as it is on my screen right now. So see, it's spelled like that. I think it's the same as just spelled in Coding Ireland. Most of them are the same, but I just left out the numbers at the end of people's names. Okay. So business, did you put in the login code? Let me just go back. I'm going to log out here and just show you how to do it again. If I click login and click student to class code, our class code is what is it? I'm never going to remember it. 3PK should pop up for me. 3PK. Ah, you're in. HFC. And 6SS. And then you go login code and you write your name. I'm going to write demo. And you should be logged in there. I actually can't see who's online because I'm actually not signed in for the teacher account. I am here now. Okay, business Charlie Robot is signed in. I don't know who the Charlie Robot is, how he joined my class, but he's logged in. What is that? Anyway, Buffman or Milan, if you want, if you missed that demonstration, I'll help you out. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead with the demonstration. Right, guys, so if you're on this screen, it means you have a Tinkercad account that you can use. Sometimes it saves that code, but if you want to write it down, you can do that either. To create on Tinkercad, we're actually going to just click this create button up on the right-hand side. I haven't used the other ones. I'm only ever going to use 3D design. They have a code blocks thing, but there's a lot of websites that do code blocks. We just did Make Code Arcade, and that's one of the best. So we're going to use create and click 3D design. When you do that, it's going to log you into this page here, which is where the fun starts. Buffman, you're Charlie Robot. How did you join the class? That's mad. Okay. I didn't even know you could do that. You could join a class separately because that's mad. Anyway, you're in there now. Good to know. So now just to give you a look at what this is, right? What is Tinkercad? Basically, if you want to picture this floor, you can actually, if you have a mouse, what you do is you right click, or if you don't have a mouse, if you have the touchpad, you click on the right hand side, which we don't use that often on mouses, and you can spin around the whole, I suppose it's like a stage or work plane, they call it here. And what this is basically meant to represent is basically the bed of a 3D printer. So if you were going to print any of these designs, this is basically the space that you would have to build it on a 3D printer. Real gamer. Do you have one as well? All right. Okay. So in this, I'm only ever going to ask you to go on basic shapes. I know there are loads of other ones there, and I know you're going to want to check them out, especially the creatures and characters. I know everyone loves pulling them out and putting them in here, but they're not good for designing, really. So stick with the basic shapes as best as possible. I'm going to show you how to do. I'm going to give you an assignment to do, just to practice, and I want you to try and do it. So my first assignment is going to be, can you pull out a 2D shape? When you pull it out, you have to put it somewhere on the stage, and it's a bit like Minecraft. You can kind of make it bigger by clicking on these little boxes on the side. You can right-click and change how you look at it. You can make it taller. You can make it smaller. You can make it lifted up by this arrow on top. If you want, there's arrows around the sides that you can spin it over. And things like that. My first assignment to you guys, just to see if you can get an idea of how this works, is can you make a stack, really easy assignment, can you make a stack or a pyramid of shapes, of different shapes? Basically, like if they were building blocks, I want you to pretend and try and build something. Let's say a house. I'm going to try and build a house here with this. This is literally like you used to build blocks when you were in junior infants, except this time the building blocks are on a computer. I think this is the best way to learn, guys, is just by playing around on it and trying to get things to line up and make them bigger or smaller. So there we go. There's one, and I'll put a lid on it and spread that out. And we'll go into a little bit more detail now in a few minutes. I can actually jump into your projects and have a look at them as you're going. So I might do that in a second. If I start talking to you, calling out your name, I am probably looking at your project. So have a look at my screen. So my first assignment basically for you guys on Tinkercad is, can you design a house or a castle or anything you might make out of bricks when you were in junior infants? Can you make something like that now out of these 3D shapes in Tinkercad? And I'm going to jump around and try and look in people's projects just to see if you are on the right track. So business, I can jump into yours. I don't know if it's live. I can see if it. Oh, I can see you're working away there. I wonder, does it go live? That's a nice looking house. I wonder if you move something, do I see it? Or is it just as soon as I go into it like that? Oh yeah, there you go. So I am live. Looks good. Looks good so far. Let's have a look at Charlie Robot. Charlie Robot, you've got loads of projects. Yeah, but I'm just gonna look. I'm not gonna look at any other ones. I don't want to infringe on your privacy or anything like that. Oh God, that's a cool looking. I see you're playing around with holes already. Which is cool. And that's me in the demo account. Menora, let me see how you're getting on. Oh, that looks good. You all seem to be getting the hang of it anyway. Real Gamer, you're not using that account, you're using a different one. Oh, he's looking at text. He's looking at putting a bit of text in here. His house looks nice though. Right, guys, I'm giving you 2 more minutes to work on that. Before I have to show you something else. I'll keep playing around with mine. Anything I want to add? Try reshape some shapes. Don't keep them all the same size. Make sure you're moving them around. Things like that. And include lots of different shapes. Don't just stick with the square. Ooh, I don't want to do that. So let me have a look at what you guys are up to. No questions in the chat. This looks like you're playing around with the drawing feature. Tricky to use, I find. I can't really use it at all. But maybe you'll have more luck than I will. Oh, very cool. Buff man looks very good. So you're trying to layer up a few shapes there. Looks like an alien spaceship or something like that. Menorah. Oh, yours looks very similar to mine, Menorah. We kind of went for a similar vibe in a big block of a house. Remember, you can zoom in and zoom out. I do it by, on a mouse, you can use that ball rolly thing. It goes in and out. If you're using a touchpad, by the same way you would zoom in or zoom out on an iPad by using your fingers and pinching, I suppose. Real gamer, let me see yours. The high key here, Ronnie says. Very good. Nice to be welcomed into someone's project. Right, guys, I'm just going to show you one or two things more before I kind of let you at it then for the rest of the time. So here's my project. If you want to have a look, it's weird. It's not a house I'd like to live in, but it's home. So lots of shapes going on here, balancing on each other. Now, in terms of an actual 3D print, this will be a disaster because of how much hanging space there is and things floating, which the 3D printer does not like. But it'd be interesting. Just one other thing I'm going to show you. Actually, I'm actually going to delete all mine, so I'm going to draw a box and just delete it all. And here's my next assignment. I know you've probably worked very hard in your house, and I don't want to say abandon it. You can keep it if you want. We're going to do a pretend keyring, right? A digital keyring. So this is what I would do if I do a workshop with 3D printers in a school. I give them a challenge. I show them how basic stuff works, and I give them a basic challenge. We're going to grab a little square block. I'm going to make it 5. These are all millimeters, so 5 millimeters thick. The question, you can add some text if you want. So some people have found the text. You grab this text one, you put it here, and you can change what it says by rewriting here. I'm going to write hello, which is not the coolest keyring in the world. So they're perfectly placed on top. It looks grand. My issue is if this was a keyring, I have no hole to attach it to my keys. So you might have noticed these 3 shapes at the top of the basic shapes that have like stripes on them. These are our holes. Now, something people always do is they put a hole on top of a shape and they say, Kieran, it doesn't look like a hole. And I say, well, it's not a hole yet. First of all, I'm going to change the size to make it smaller. My next thing is, this is actually sitting on top. If I can drag it out here, it's actually on top of my shape. So it needs to make sure it goes all the way through my shape. So you can do that by making it longer or sinking it down. So now you can see it's going all the way through. And our last step, which is one of the most important steps, you need to group these 2 shapes together. Right now, if I move this, everything stays put. Or if I move the hello, everything else stays. I want to make these 3 different shapes all one shape that I can move in one go. And how I do that is I grab a box, I put it all around it. And you can see here I have 3 shapes highlighted. And we have up here, we have a lot of options we can do. I'm going to click the one that says Union Group. When that happens, it means all of these are attached. And suddenly, instead of the stripy shape up here, I actually do have a hole. And if I move it around, it all sticks together. So my task to you is to make a digital keyring. It can be whatever. It can be a silly one if you want. But make a digital keyring with a hole in it that you can put your keys on, or attach it to your school bag or something. It can say something silly. It can say 6, 7 or whatever you want. I don't mind. I'll jump around and have a look. If anyone has any questions, do stick them in the chat. How do I put the shapes on top? I put the shapes on top. I literally just grab them out, Menorah. If you grab out a shape and just drop it up on top, it'll be on top. It doesn't fall off in the Tinkercad. It would fall off in real life. I'm just going to have a look in a few people's projects, but if anyone does have any questions, please let me have a look at yours. You might want to delete your house or move. There's always someone who goes looking through the other libraries. That looks like a swimming pool in your house. It's going to be a big keyring. Charlie Robot, let me have a look. That is a funky looking keyring. I think I get what you're going for. I think it's a guy wearing a hat. Charlie Robot looks pretty cool. You're gonna have to put a hole in this to get a keyring, you know, so. Menorah, okay, you have your, yeah, it looks very good. Menorah, I would use the cylinder instead of the sphere. The sphere, it's kind of hard to do a hole with because you've got to make it longer. Cylinder would balance a lot longer or a lot better, and you can just make it long to go all the way through the shape. The sphere is a little bit harder to work with, but everything else looks good. Oh, you even Real Gamer has a new project set up. Oh, you've even created the keyring loop for it. Very good. Real Gamer, you can do better than that. You can do something. You've used this before. I want to be impressed by your one. Throw something cool at it. Business, you're getting distracted. You're looking at the batteries. I've never actually used them at all. Looks actually pretty good, actually. I've never looked at it really. That's mad, actually. But not, I'll have to look at it another time. I can't look at it now. Charlie Robot, I have no idea what yours is going to turn out to be. But yeah, I've only got 2 more minutes, guys, before I got to log off. So you guys keep going. Norley, you look like you're starting a new one, are you? No, you just needed to group yours together and you actually would have been perfect. I grouped your first one together if you want to have a look at it. Real Gamer. Oh, I like it. Yeah, cool. I bet I would. Very nice. Oh, business, you're on a whole other level. What you're going for. I'm just writing little notes to people in their projects. If you got a note appearing in your project, don't be concerned, it's me. Right, guys, I'm going to have to head off now in a second because we are at 8 o'clock. I know we've had, I know you're having fun. Good thing is, you do not need to log off yourself. If you want to keep playing around here, you are more than welcome to do that. I might check in on these designs next week to see what you guys came up with. Because it looks like some people are having a bit of fun there. And guys, we might do this again. We might do this again next week, like a half and half lesson, but we'll see. If you enjoyed it, let me know. If you didn't, that's fine too. And I am going to head off, guys. Good to see you, and I'll see you again next week.